Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Jersey, and today we are gonna be working on the most exciting parts that I love after we are designing a build, and it's decorating, item placement, making the build come to life. And there's nothing like it when you are working on something and now you're doing the final touches, the final outline, the final design, the final little details that makes a build come from nothing to everything, and then it just brings everything to life. One of the things that we needed to do is that I've seen many times in a lot of pool is a diving board. So we're gonna add one to our build because I feel like it always adds something extra to a pool, and it's just something fun, right? It's easy to make. You make it depending on the height that you want. Make it really high, make it really low. When you make them really high, you gotta work with your steps and stairs and see how you can climb it so you can actually use it in game when you invite friends. So do a little test, see what you want, and if you want it really high, then make sure that you have enough space. So you may have to push maybe your build a little more back so you can put all the stairs or all the steps that you need to climb up there. But yeah, you can make it really low. You can make it just one step higher than your actual pool. So I wanted mine just a little bit of height. That way, when you're jumping in the water, you have a little elevation, just to have a little animation, right? Just so you can jump, you fall in, then you can swim and all that. I think the white coffee table long is a really good one to make the diving board. It just makes it feel a little bit more realistic, you know, and depending how you put the camera angle, it just looks really good. And at the end, it just gives it that vibe, that feel of a pool. Okay, so the next thing to me that was very important that I wanted to add is a lifeguard. A place where a lifeguard is gonna sit, that's gonna be viewing the pool area, just sitting, just making sure everybody's safe. And I took the same idea that I did from the volleyball court for the referee. So it's basically the same design. You just raise the pillar, put a seat, and that's where you imagine the lifeguard. As I was looking at different pictures, a lot of the lifeguards do have like a little umbrella to keep them off the sun most of the time. So, you know, that way they're just not sitting there in the sun and they're sitting there for hours. So I was thinking, okay, I want to do that. So, and I did a little try. I kind of took the fence, put it in. I didn't like how that looked. So basically what I did is basically kind of like the diving board. I just made it a little longer. We're going to put the umbrella just right in the back, put a chair in the front, and then I was working on the steps right here, and I wanted to find a way I can get up there, that it feels good, that looks good. But the whole step situation, it wasn't working. Like it felt too much, and then it just wasn't looking the way that I wanted. So you're gonna see, we're gonna keep kind of revising this a little bit. We're gonna just tweak it, and at the very end we do take all the stairs off, and then we come up with a better way that I feel, at least for the design aspect, for aesthetic, may not be the most realistic way to get into the chair, but for the design and the view of the pool and in the area, I think it just worked out much better. A lot of the other stuff that we're gonna use is the white coffee table. The small one, I think it's a great little table. It looks good with the beach vibe. Everything white just works really well out here in the beach, in the ocean. It just gives it that little extra. And looking at a lot of pictures online, a lot of the chairs that people use and all that in community pools, a lot of them are white, you know, they're just a lot of white. So we don't have like laying chairs, like beach style chairs that you can just full length lay down in Dinkum just yet. But we're gonna be working here, trying to figure out what's the best scenario. At first I was trying couches, then I try another type of chair, then I try just brown chairs, kind of that could fit that beach vibe. But it's just, as you see, we're just gonna keep trying back and forth what's gonna work. And like always, truly, like always, don't forget, it's your taste. At the end, don't be afraid to put something that you like more than what I'm using, more than what other people are using, because the most important is that you have to love what you have created, what you are building, the way you are decorating, the way you are approaching. Your taste is your taste, is your game, is your island. So use the items that work best for you. That it brings you joy, it brings you happiness, and that's how you know you're doing it correctly. Because when you log into your game, you're gonna love it, and you're gonna love what you see. And I feel like that's always the best way to approach when it comes to designing, when it comes to putting your items in the floor. Everybody's approach is always going to be different. So we're still placing the chairs. I was trying to figure out exactly what I wanted. And this time I don't want to make this area feel crowded. Like there's so many items. So the bow dog that we just did, in the previous videos, and if I made it feel busy. I made it feel like it's full. People are at work. People go fishing. They got their aquariums. They got their crates. So it's a very busy feel, right? Now this section, the pool area, the community pool, I want it to feel more relaxed. I just don't want it to be empty, but I want it to feel nice. When you come in and you see the area and you see the palm trees, you see the arrangement. And I wanted a little bit elegant style because I'm thinking kind of like a little bit of a resort. Even though this is not a resort, this is not a hotel area or nothing like that. But I wanted something that is gonna feel very nice, very good to view. So when you are sitting there, you feel relaxed. You feel you're just taking everything in, and just imagine you're hearing the waves and the ocean. And if people are just in the pool, laughing, just having a good time, and I want the chairs to feel like they're comfortable. So that's why we're gonna jump back and forth with different chairs, and that's kind of my thinking process throughout this video. I was thinking different things in different stages. So at first I was trying to look something that will look good aesthetically with the area, and then what kind of chairs do we have, and then ordering the chairs, and then getting the chairs through the mail, and then getting that and adding them, and then try them out, and it's just a whole working process. So one of the most important things that I always want you to remember when you are doing the detail work, when you're doing the item placement, don't worry about getting in everything the first time, the first try, because it's never gonna be the first try. I mean, you could be really lucky, and it has happened to me. You play something, it's like, ooh, that looks good, and you leave it there. But you're gonna have to work it. You're gonna have to see what combinations, and then if you have another idea, try it out. Don't be afraid, try it out. And like you saw just right there, I was like thinking, what about if I put crates? What about if I put barrels? But then it doesn't feel the atmosphere. But if you're thinking about it, go ahead and try it. See how it looks. Doesn't look good, then take it out. And that's what we're gonna try. We're just gonna try combinations after combination, trying to figure things out, what looks good, what doesn't look good. Like these little tables, I keep changing the table. Do I put it closer to the umbrella? Do I put them in the middle? How do I want the chairs to be? Do I want the chairs to face the table? Don't face the table. Like, you gotta keep trying different ways to do it. Then I was thinking, do I want just one umbrella? Do I want two umbrellas? And then when it comes to the umbrellas, you can put as much as you want, right? When you look at pictures, a lot of umbrellas are giving shades to every seat. But in Dinkum, in the game, when I'm thinking design, when I'm thinking the approach, I'm thinking I don't want to block the view. Yes, in some angles, a lot of umbrella looks great, and I love it. But then when I'm sitting, the camera, it's just blocking everything. So since I'm designing, and I'm approaching this as a designer, that I want it to make sense. I'm always trying to approach everything realistic, but at the same time, I want, when I'm panning the camera, when I'm sitting down, I don't want just the umbrellas to block everything. But don't forget, that's because at the same time I'm making videos, I'm making designs, I want you guys to enjoy the video. So when the camera's around, I don't want everything to block, I want to have a view and all of this. So in your game, let's say you want to put umbrella on one side, put the umbrella on the other side, go ahead and do it. Because if that's the approach you want to do, that's what is going to make it happy, that's what you are going to enjoy, then do it. Don't be afraid to put a lot of umbrellas if you want to. This is my approach. because as I'm making videos, as I'm making design, you know, and I'm panning the camera around, I don't want, when I'm panning, it's just a whole umbrella on the top and you can't see. So and that's why sometimes I may not put as many items as I may want to, but everything truly is working good. At the very end, I do like the builds. I do like the way they approach. Like right here, I just keep moving things around. Like I'm moving the chairs, I'm moving this. Do I want the chairs to take them over here? Maybe I want to bring them more to the front. Do I want to put chairs in the corners over here? And I'm playing with the feel of what I have in my mind, what I truly want. Do I want it to feel crowded or a little bit empty? Do I want it to look nice and elegant? And that's what we're gonna be approaching, right? Right here, I'm trying to put flowers and just kind of to give it a little bit of life on top of the coffee tables. But and then I was like, okay, that's too many flowers. Maybe I put some books, and then I went and got some books, and I kind of mix and match. Maybe you want to put fruit bowls. Maybe you want to put anything else that you want to put on top of the tables, you know. And as we get more items in Dinkum, as the next updates will come, and as James is working really hard in his roadmap and the items and creating items in the game, we are going to be able to come back to a lot of this build and keep tweaking them and keep improving them and adding those extra items as the ideas are coming to us. Is coming to James, is coming to the developer, and he's listening, he's watching the community, and he's doing everything possible to create his vision of his game, you know, keeping the vision of what he wants this game to be, but also making the community as happy as he can make it. And that's a great combination. And the way we are all of us approaching the game and making all this design, playing the game, making the game more than what's original intended, I think it's just an amazing. And as the community keeps growing, I think the ideas are gonna keep evolving, and more ideas are gonna come, and more approach to different styles of builds are gonna happen. So okay, so you saw that little chest, right, that I put in the back right there. I was trying to think how to do I was imagining, you know, when you go to those community pools, or you go to pool areas, or you go to theme parks, you know that they got the lockers, and the lockers are storage area. You know, you open it, you can put your wallet, your money, your everything that you're carrying, put it there, safekeeping. You go to a pool area, maybe you bring change of clothes, you want to keep everything safe, so you put it in lockers, right, in storage units. So I wanted something like that. So at first I did have one in stock, so I went in one of my crates, so I grabbed that one, but I didn't like it. It was too big, too dark, and I didn't give it a second thought, and then it looked like a wardrobe, so I was like, you know what, it's not gonna work. But at the end of the video, we're gonna see that I did found another one that I like more. I tried it out, and I think it looks good. So I'm gonna wait for you guys' opinions when we get to there, to see if the illusion that these are, I know they don't look like lockers, but they look like a place that you can go, open it up, change, maybe you put in your towels, maybe you put in stuff, maybe you keeping an extra change of clothes there, something like that, that we can kind of use and give it a little extra to the build, a little extra to that back wall, to, so instead of just being just plain cement, give it a little something. And maybe it trying to create that illusion that is a storage unit place, that where when you come into the pool area, you can put your stuff there, and just kind of work in that direction, right? Okay, so we're still working, we're still doing item placement, and this is what I keep saying. We're gonna keep going back and forth, trying different things, moving things around. I put benches in a little sitting area that I'm imagining. If you're coming down the stair, you wanna get away a little bit from the pool, so you're sitting out there just talking with your friends, you're just hanging out, and then back there still, I love all the comments. I love all of you guys are putting your input, which building, maybe put just a normal house, just bring Sally to there. A lot of you have stated, let's wait for the cafe because it makes more sense than just having a salon. So I like all of these ideas. There were a couple times that I didn't think about Sally because the building will match this area, but why would a salon be back here? That's true. So since my islands are more in the realistic aspect, right? There's usually a reason why we're placing this building here, why are we doing the pool over here, or the docking area. It's true. So I don't know when the update's gonna come. We don't know when we're gonna get the new building. When I know it's coming soon. You know, it's a spring update, so spring is just around the corner, and we are all excited. So. And I don't know how big the cafe building is, so I may just put a temporary building. Maybe we just put Sally temporarily back there, just to feel the area, just to see how it feels, just to kind of see how everything will look finished. And then when we get the new building, maybe we move her out, bring the cafe in, new development, new owner, new stuff, everything got revamped, and bam, we got now a little cafe with the seating on the patio. So all of that is gonna come as the time progresses. See what feels great. I wanna keep hearing your feedback. I wanna keep hearing your ideas, your approaches, because that's helping me think outside the box. And I think that's very important. Okay, so here you saw that we finally took out those stairs. They were bothering me. I didn't like the design. It kind of just took away from the concentration that I wanted to put in it. Every time I look at that area, seeing those stairs in the way, it wasn't what I wanted. So I was thinking, okay, but I want to be able to somehow make it to the lifeguard sitting chair. So I was thinking, okay, so what about if I approach it from the back? Like the lifeguard will have to walk back here, open the gate, and sit down. And at least I do have an entrance, I do have a way to get in, and that's how I made this approach happen. The approach became, let's put a gate, he'll walk in through there, and then he'll sit. You know, it may not be the most safe thing in the world, since I'm always trying to approach a realistic style of build, but aesthetically, visually, just the way I can arrange the items, it looks great. Now, if you're building this pool, right, and you're following along, you're getting inspired, you want to do it, but you don't like that idea, then go ahead and let's make the pool area just bigger, the decking area. So instead of going 3 on the deck like I did, go ahead and probably go 5 or 6. Now that will give you more space, so now you will have more seating area, you will have more areas maybe to put table. Maybe instead of putting one single row of chairs, you can do double, you can do more to it if you're following along. If you don't have a wall, if you don't have anything next to it, and you have the ability to expand, then go ahead and expand it. That way, then you can put stairs just going up from the back, or from the side, not from the side, from the back, and that's it. It just climbs up, and you're good to go. So that's a good way to approach. So at first, as you see right here, you see all those barrels in the back, behind that wall, because I was trying to break the cement. It was just cement, and I wanted to break it up. So I put barrels, but I never was in love with the barrel. The barrels were kind of a little annoying because it just didn't fit the vibe of the pool. At least for me, it wasn't just working. It wasn't like, this is not storage, this is not like, it looks good, I don't know if I want this. So that's why I keep reworking, and at the end I think I like better what I ended up doing, and I think it makes more sense with the build. So over here, this is another area that you see those 2 umbrellas, I put them on that side because it feels like when you're coming down the stairs and then you got the hedges, it kind of blocks a little more of the view. But if I put 2 more umbrellas on the other side, then you can kind of get in, so it kind of makes it a little hard, but at the same time, then it blocks the view from the top. And at the same time, if you're sitting on the other one, in my thinking, it's like, oh, now you can see the ocean. So if you're sitting there, it's like you have this view of the ocean going that way. But I'm gonna let you know right now, the design will stay, the layout will stay, unless I need to tweak something. But until I decide 100% if I'm gonna wait for the cafe building, put a temporary building, it could be just a temporary home, make the changes on the outside to match the atmosphere that I have, or bring Sally that will match perfectly in this area, and then move her out if I want the cafe instead when it comes to there. So because if I do the cafe and I do that little restaurant, I want to do more like a little cute sitting patio area outside with table where you will see where you have food and stuff like that. And so that might be the approach, and then that little section with the couches may change and make it more a little more table sitting and something in that area. And if I needed to make it wider, the good thing is I do have the space, so if we need to break a lot of that stuff down, cut it down, expand it, we can go ahead and do that. All right, so now we're, like always, I'm always checking things around. I want to see the view from different angles. I was trying to look at the view with the camera way up there, see how everything's feeling, how everything's looking. Then in some of these areas, I felt like they were dark, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I need to bring the light. But then I was thinking, then I don't know, like having it dark, having like it's at nighttime, maybe it's like the area is shutting down for the night. So it's not bright. So it's kind of like they just got like these lights at night for safety, just in case somebody's there late and stuff like that. But keeping it a little dim in the moon, I kind of went that route for now because I wasn't sure, like the light wasn't working in many places, and I would have to keep moving so many things. I may be thinking maybe I can put them on the outside, maybe take some of the bushes out right outside of the entrance and make them on the second. So you got the light arch, you got bush, and then on that second bush, maybe put it there. I will have to test that out. I will probably do it off camera. That way I can do a lot of the changes. And if I don't like it, just go back to the main menu, restart the day, and everything is back to normal. And that's sometimes what I like to do when I know I have to do a lot of stuff, but if I am gonna change it, I could waste a lot of material, so I want to make sure. So that's a good way to try. It's just come in, try you want to do, like it, don't like it, go back to the main menu, don't sleep, that way it doesn't save it, and then you get everything back, you didn't waste anything. And that's a good way to, when you're trying to do those changes that you don't know if they're gonna work or not, you don't want to waste seeds, you don't want to waste material, you don't want to waste wood, then just go ahead and do that. And that's something that I do all the time. Okay, so now we are getting ready. We're gonna try to fill this pool very soon. I think that's one of the most exciting parts when it comes to build. I want to make sure that I could get out without having a step. That way I could place all this down, because I didn't have my glider on me, because I never carry a glider. Even though Jane and Rips and all of you in the stream show me how to do the glider correctly, I still don't carry it. I carry so many items when I'm designing, and I feel like the glider takes so much space, even though it's one, but it just takes it, and I don't use it all the time, so I don't carry it. So I wanted to make sure that I could get out by jumping. But here we are, we're filling the pool. We pulled the pearl path that a lot of you are doing that in the pool, and it's true, it gives it that extra bluish look to the pool. It looks more clear, it just gives it a nice little view, and it just makes it look more real, more like this pool is a realistic pool, instead of just having, I mean, you could always go with concrete on the bottom, because a lot of pools are just concrete, but this one gives it a little more luxury using the pearl path, and it makes the water bluer. So here you're gonna see a lot of little tries and error. I still I wanted to keep working on this back wall, because the one thing that I was still not happy was that back wall. It just kept, I wanted something, but nothing was working. I could not get a good feeling the whole time. Every time I look at the wall, I wasn't happy. But here we are, we're just testing, we're just jumping on the water, see if I like the height. I wanted to see if I wanted to go higher, or maybe I needed to bring it lower, but I like the height, I like the length of the jump. I do feel like if I go higher, but then I either had to step back, and I will have to kind of work on the build. So I think for this build, for this size, especially if you're following along, I think it's a good way. It's a good height, you got your steps, and I think everything fits very well. Here I wanted to do like a little step section for the pool, so when you're swimming, you don't have to kind of press jump to get out. You can kind of swim to there, and then you just bloop, you can just walk out. And also it gives it a little bit more of design, a little bit more of a look, and it just gives you that little extra step to walk in. A lot of pools have that. I think it just gives it just a little nicer touch. But here we are, we're getting closer to look at those final details. Okay, so now I work in my Steam Deck. I was just, trying things out, stuff like that. But I tried so many little things that I ended up liking it. So I didn't record it, but it wasn't big changes. It was just a few item placements that I did. So I got some of the white ottoman on here. I think that gives it a little bit more to look at in the build, and some ottomans right next to the towels, like people just are swimming, they get out, they can lay on their towels, maybe they sit on the ottoman and they just talking, just sitting right next to the pool. What I did back here, this is what I was talking about. I went ahead and I brought the chairs forward. In some pool areas, some pictures I've seen, some chairs are very close to the pool. So I decided, okay, so I'm gonna bring those chairs to the front. I'm gonna place them closer. That gives me the space on the back wall to actually put this armor, these cabinets that I feel they're a little smaller, they're a little more simple, right? They're not big and this, just a little more simple, and I feel like gives that locker look. I wish I could put them side by side, just kind of like instead of having that gap, you can actually just boom, put them right next to each other, so then you can make a wall like that. But we can't do that right now. So this is the best approach that I could do. It was more to put them, just kind of make a wall. So I did 4 and 4, and I feel now that I'm more happy. I would love a locker. I would love more like a locker storage unit to make it work better. Or if I could put the cabinets just next to each other, that would be ideally. But right here, while we were looking at the front, like how everything is been growing, how full everything is looking, and I kept diving. I wanted to have the feel, how everything is looking on the camera when you're swimming. You see me panning down. I kind of wanted to see the view from the swimming area and how everything looked, because I think that's important. One thing that I will tell you is when you're looking at the design, see how you're placing the item, look at it in every possible angle. Look at it from high, look at it from low, look at it from very low. Just find all the views that you can to see if you like everything. But I do like how the back wall looks. I think it looks really great, and I think now the pool area is completed. So guys, we made it to the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and we'll see you next time. Alright, see you later. Bye.